Hi everyone, this is Vedati. Today's topic is capital structure. Okay, let's see what is capital structure and what are the different type of factors will influence the capital structure and what is the importance of capital structure and some other important points we discuss today. Okay, let us see one by one. And before we discuss about capital structure, first of all, what is capital? Okay, capital is the money. Capital is the money or wealth or wealth needed to produce goods and services. In simple terminology, capital is the money. Capital is the money. In money is required for all business organizations. Compulsory. Without money, there is no business organization. So every business organization compulsory they need money. That money will be helpful to purchase goods or purchase goods or purchased assets. Either for example, if you need some buildings, without money there is no chance to purchase the buildings, or you need any kind of assets. Compulsory it is possible only to maintain sufficient money in your business organizations. And not only for the purchasing of assets, you have to maintain your business day-to-day operations properly. You have to maintain business operations properly. Compulsory money is required that. Okay, that is the capital. In simple, capital is the money or wealth needed to produce goods and services. In every organization need capital or need money to purchase assets or to maintain their business operations. And that money or the capital will be divided in two parts. That means capital comes into two main forms, that is the debt capital and equity capital. We have two different type of capital is available in every business organization. First one is the debt capital and second one is the equity capital. Okay, and one more definition of capital. Capital can also be associated with capital assets. Capital assets of a company. Capital assets of a company that requires a significant amount of capital to finance or expand. To expand your business also compulsory we require money. Okay, that is a capital. Then coming to that, what are the different sources we have to raise the capital? In simple, the capital can be to raise the capital we have different sources is there. Long term source is there, medium source is there, and short term source will be also there. But in capital structure we consider only for the long term sources, then coming to the long term sources, we have two different type of funds is available by the getting of long term. One is the proprietor funds and second one is the borrowed funds. Proprietor funds and borrowed funds. Then coming to the proprietor funds, first one is the proprietor funds. Proprietor funds is nothing but the owner has to maintain their own funds. Proprietor is nothing but owners. Okay, owner has to maintain some funds. The proprietor funds will be also divided in three parts. Okay, first one is the equity capital and second one is the preference capital and third one is the reserve and surplus. Let us see one by one. First one is the equity capital. Through issue of equity shares, we can raise the capital. That capital should be that capital we can call as a equity capital or equity share capital. Okay, equity shareholders is the real owners of that company or real risk takers. Why means the company has to receive more number of profits. The equity shareholders also enjoy the profits, or same like that losses also. So equity shareholders is the real owners of the particular company. And preference share capital is there. Preference share capital, that means whenever the company has to decided to issue the dividends, to issue the dividends for that shares, the company give the first preference to the preference shareholders. Preference shareholders. After clearing the preference shareholders only, they can go for the equity shareholders. So whenever the company has to issue the dividend, first they consider preference shares. So whenever the company has to issue the shares in market, then only the company has to issue the shares in market. They are also divided this equity shares and preference shares. If some people will be interested to get equity shares, and some people will go for the preference shares also. Through simple terminology, preference share capital, how we raise the preference share capital means through the issue of preference shares. And reserve and surplus also. Reserve and surplus. Okay, if the company has to maintain some reserves will be there. Some reserves will be also maintained for the company to meet unexpected things. Or there are also maintained surplus amount is also the surplus amount is nothing but profits. Okay, profits will be also treated as a long term. Why means the profits will again be invested in the business, so the funds will be continue for longer period of time. Okay, these are the three comes under proprietors funds. Then coming to the next one, borrowed funds. Okay, second one is the borrow. We are getting some money through borrows. Okay, for example, whenever you can go for the banks, financial institutions will be there, banks will be also there. To approach that banks and financial institution, and you can get the borrowings. That funds we can consider as a borrowed funds. Okay, under borrowed funds, all long term debts, all long term. We have short term is there and long term is there, medium term is also there, but in this we consider only for the long term funds. Okay, these are the sources of, we have sources is available to raise the long term finance. Okay, then coming to the what is capital structure. Okay, then what is the capital structure is capital structure means the term capital structure refers to the simple the relationship between the various long term sources. Okay, long term source is nothing but equity shares, preference shares and debt. Those all we consider as a long term source. Okay, even in simple terminology, the capital structure is the combination of debt and equity. Okay, that is the capital. And the capital structure refers to the proportion between the various long term source of finance in the total capital of the firm. Okay, in total capital included long term, medium term and short term also. Okay, even we have three type of sources is there to raise the capital. Okay, but in this capital we consider only for the long term source. That is the capital structure. Okay, the capital structure refers to the proportion between the various long term sources of finance in the total capital of the firm. That is the capital structure. And a financial manager has to choose that source of finance. Okay, even we know the financial manager is there. The financial manager has to take the decision where we get the capital. Okay, that means the financial manager has also has to choose the source of finance, which includes the minimum risk as well as minimum cost of capital. That is the very important. Why means as a financial manager, for example, you have to think that you are the financial manager in one business organization. As a financial manager, your role will be you have to raise the long term source with the less cost and less risk involvement. Okay, if for example very less cost, you have to spend lot of money to raise the capital, and unnecessary you have to spend lot of money. So that is the wastage of money. So you have to identify the where we can get the maximum capital with the involve of less cost. Along with that, you are also identify the risk. Okay, how much risk included to raise the capital. That is a very important. Okay, then coming to the next one, financial structure. Financial structure. Don't confuse that. We have financial structure is there, capital structure is also there. Financial structure and capital structure is there. Okay, the financial structure is the financial structure measures the extent to which total funds are available to finance the total assets of the business. Okay, in simple terminology, financial structure is nothing but total liabilities. Total liabilities. Okay, even financial structure is equal capital structure plus current liabilities. Capital structure plus current liabilities. Okay, capital structure nothing but long term liabilities. Long term liabilities plus current liabilities. That means short term liabilities. So how to add total liabilities, that should be considered as a financial structure. Okay, this is very important. First of all, you have to know the difference of capital structure and financial structure. Financial structure is nothing but total liabilities of that company. Total liabilities. And capital structure is nothing but only long term liabilities. Okay, whenever you can observe the balance sheet. Okay, observes the balance sheet. In this balance sheet, assets we are mentioned in one column and liabilities is also mentioned in separate column. Okay, in liabilities column we mention all long term liabilities and short term liabilities also. Long term and short term liabilities is also there. Okay, that is the total long term liabilities, short term liabilities is the financial structure. But in this balance sheet, only long term liabilities is the capital structure. Okay, that is the one. Okay, and we have one problem is there. We have one simple problem is there. That problem you have to observe that problem, then you can easily find out the capital structure and financial structure difference. Okay, here is a problem. From the following information, calculate the capitalization, capital structure and financial structure. Okay, here we have liabilities column is there and asset column is also there. Here they mention all liabilities in one column. That means in the left hand side we mention all liabilities and right hand side we mention all the assets. Here total liabilities amount is there and total assets amount is also there. Total liabilities and total asset liabilities and asset amount is also there. Okay, here coming to liabilities side, they mention equity share capital 50,000 rupees and preference share capital 5,000 rupees and debentures, retained earnings, bills payable and creditors. Bills payable and creditors. Okay, here they mention liabilities side. Then coming to the asset side, fixed assets, goodwill, stock, bills receivables, debtors, cash and bank. These are included in asset side. Okay, whenever you can calculate the capital structure, and this is the pro forma. And you have maintained 4 columns. First one is the serial number, sources and amount column and proportion. Okay, proportion is nothing but percentage. Okay, here all liabilities we have in balance sheet, all liabilities is there. Whenever you can calculate the capital structure, you can consider only for the long term liabilities. Here you can observe, you can identify what are the comes under long term liabilities. Okay, here equity share capital is there. Equity share capital comes under long term liability. So we mention 50,000 rupees in amount column. Then preference share capital is there. Second one is the preference share capital. Okay, amount is the 5,000 rupees and debenture is there. Okay, debenture is also there, 6,000 rupees we mention in amount column. And retained earnings, retained earnings also, that is a long term liability, so we mention 4,000 rupees in amount column. Then you have to add total amount of capital structure, that means 50,000 plus 5,000 plus 6,000 plus 4,000, and total we have 65,000 rupees is there. Okay, 65,000, so you mention that. Okay, 50,000 rupees. Okay, then proportion is there. How we get the proportion means how we get the proportion. Okay, 50,000 by 70,000 total, then we can get the values total. Okay, then 5,000 by 70,000, 5,000 by 70,000, 6,000 by 70,000. That means you have to add total liabilities, then we can get that. Okay, then coming to the financial structure also. Financial structure, here financial structure we included all liabilities. Sorry, you can see here, even 50,000 by 65,000, 50,000 by 65,000, 5,000 by 65,000, you have to get that. And here you have to add total liabilities in financial structure. Okay, here amount column is there and proportion column is also there. Okay, this is the difference of capital structure and financial structure. Then coming to the objectives of capital structure. Okay, here we have two main objectives is there. What are the two main objectives means? First one is the main capital structure will be helpful to the organization to increase their value, to increase the firm value. Okay, whenever the company has to maintain proper capital structure, then automatically it will be helpful to increase the value of that firms, and along with that another objective is to minimize the overall cost. First objective is the maximize the value of that firm and minimize the overall cost. Okay, minimize the overall cost is nothing but whenever you can raise the capital, then automatically it should be involve very less cost. Okay, that is the two are the main objectives comes under capital structure. And next one is the optimum capital structure. What is the optimum capital structure means? The capital structure or the combination of debt and equity. Capital structure, it is a combination of debt and equity. Okay, that combination will be leads to the maximum value of the firm. That combination will be helpful to maximize the firm value. That is the optimum capital structure. Okay, another definition of capital structure is optimum capital structure. It is the capital structure at which the weighted average cost of capital is minimum and thereby the value of the firm is maximum. Okay, this is the optimum capital structure. Then coming to the importance of capital structure. Okay, the importance will be proper capital structure is explained below. And coming to the importance, first one is the value maximization, and second one is the cost minimization, and third one is the increase in share price, and next one is the investment opportunities and growth of the country, and patterns of capital structure. Okay, here let us see one by one. First one is the value maximization. Already we discussed it in objectives. The proper capital structure will be helpful to maximize the company value. Okay, here the company market value will be also increase. Okay, that is in a firm having a proper designed capital structure. if the financial manager has to prepare one proper capital structure, that means that they design proper capital structure, then automatically that proper capital structure will be helpful to value the clients and ownership interest of the shareholders. Okay, then automatically the shareholders ratio will be also increases. Why? Means the customers, that means that the shareholders will be also observe that whether they properly pay the dividends or not. Okay, so if the company has to pay dividend properly, then automatically more number of shareholders also interested to invest their money in that company. So automatically shareholders value will be also increases, then automatically the company market value will be also increases. Okay, that is the one. Then next one is the cost minimization. Okay, this capital structure minimize the firm cost of capital or cost of financing. How? Means by the determining a proper mix of proper funds. Okay, proper mix of funds. So we have the finance manager has to identify where we get the capital with the less cost. For example, you can go for the equity capital. Some situation the cost will be very high, then you can go for the debt capital. Okay, you have to identify when we go for the equity share how much cost included that, when we go for the debt capital how much cost is included. But you can go for the combination of debt and equity, then automatically the cost of capital will be also decreases. That means the very lowest capitals will be involved. Then next one is the increased in share price. Okay, capital structure minimize the company's market price of shares. Maximize the company's market price of share by increasing earnings per share of the ordinary shareholders. Okay, automatically if you can maintain proper planning of your capital structure, then automatically the company share price will be also increases. How it will be possible? Means you have to maintain proper capital structure, then automatically you can pay dividends regularly, then more number of shareholders will be also interested to invest their money in your company. So automatically you can maintain goodwill in markets also. And the company value will be also increases, so automatically company price will be also increases. Then investment opportunity, and next one is the investment opportunity. And the capital structure increases the ability of the company to find out new wealth and creating investment opportunities also. You can generate more number of profits. Then automatically you can invest that money in different areas. That means the company has to creating more investment opportunities. Okay, with proper capital planning, capital structure is also increase the confidence of suppliers of debt. Your company has to receive the more number of profits continuously, then automatically suppliers will be also very interested, and they are also maintain one confidence. Yes, this company is maintaining proper capital structure. In future, we are ready to provide the financial assistance for that company. That means the banks will be also ready to provide money, and other parties, financial institutions will be also ready to provide the financial support for that companies. Then automatically who are suppliers of debt, that all the people will be also the people has to maintain one confidence regarding to the repayment of their money. Okay, and next one is the growth of the country. Okay, how it should be linked, the company and the country. Means capital structure increase the country's rate of investment and growth by increasing the firm opportunity to engage in future wealth. Okay, if the company has to invest their money continuously, they develop their business, the business in different areas, then automatically they also provide the more employment opportunities for the people, then automatically companies will be also developed, country will be also developed. And a pattern of capital structure, they are following the different patterns. That means debt and equity is there. Debt and equity is there. A company cannot collect sufficient funds as per their requirements, as it has yet to establish its credit worthiness in the market. Okay, then consequently they have to depending only on equity shares, only on equity share, which is the simple type of capital structure. Okay, that is the one thing. Then next, coming to the what are the determinants or what are the factors will influence the capital structure. Okay, then coming to the first one, cash flow position. Okay, cash flow is nothing but inflows and outflows, inflows and outflows. Okay, debt capital should be used only if the cash flow position is really good, because a lot of cash is needed in order to make payment of interest and refund of capital. Okay, we have equity capital is there, debt capital is there. Okay, debt capital is used only you have if the company has to maintain proper cash flows, proper cash flows. Okay, then only it should be it should be helpful for the organization. Why the cash flows will be required for the organization? Means you have to maintain proper cash flows only. You can pay the interest for the shareholders or debt capital and refund of capital. For example, the capital inflows is very low, but outflows is very high, then automatically the company position is not good. That means the company is not in a position to pay the interest, or if it is not in a position to refund their capital also. That is the one. Then next one is the tax rate. Tax rate. If the tax is very high, that means the tax is high, then automatically the cost of debt increases. The cost of increases. Why means deduction of interest on debt capital from the profits, considering it a part of expenses and savings in taxes. That is the taxes. Then next one is the interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio. Okay, with the help of this ratio, the companies has to identify how many times the EBIT is available to the payment of interest. Here EBIT is nothing but earning before interest and tax. Earning before interest and tax is available to the payment of interest. The capacity of the company to use debt capital will be in direct proportion to this ratio. That means directly linked with this ratio. You have to properly identify this ratio, then you can clearly understand the debt position of that company. Then next one is the flexibility. Flexibility means if amount of capital in the business could be increased or decreased easily. That means in the more flexible is there to increase the capital or decrease the capital. Okay, for example, deducting the amount of capital in business is only possible you have in the case of debt capital or preference share capital. Okay, the capital will be decreased. Reducing the amount of capital in business is possible only in case of debt capital or preference share capital. Okay, flexible. That means you have to change capital, any changes. You have to do any changes in the business. Then stock market conditions. Stock market conditions refers to the upward and downward trends. Even we know that stock market, in some days the stock market increases, then suddenly decreases is there, and next increases is there and decreases is there. That means upwards and downward trends. increases, stock market increases, and downwards is nothing but decreases. Okay, that is a capital market. Capital market is nothing but stock market. Okay, both these conditions, both these conditions is nothing but increase or decrease. Compulsory, it should be influence the selection of sources of finance. Okay, when the market is dull, for example, the stock market is very dull, that means they are in a downward trend. No one investors is not ready to invest their capital in that business. Why? Means risk will be very high. Risk is there. So to avoid that risk, the investor is not ready to invest their money in that companies. Okay, so that is the market. If, for example, upward is there, that means the market will be increased. So more number of investors is ready to invest their money in that business. So that is the reason. Okay. Then next one is the flotation cost. Flotation cost is the cost involved in the issue of shares or debentures. Okay, in the starting stage, the company has to issue the shares and debentures. So automatically in that issuing of shares and debentures, they involve some cost. That cost is nothing but flotation cost. Okay, flotation cost is nothing but advertisement cost. You are giving advertisements, and underwriting is there. Stationery fees is also there. These are under the flotation cost. Next one is the risk consideration. Okay, risk consideration is nothing but financial risk refers to a position when a company is unable to meet its fixed financial charges, such as interest, preference, dividend, payment to the creditor. These are there. That means compulsory in business, some risk will be involved there. Okay, so how to identify what are the different type of risk involved in the business. Okay, for example, different type of risk will be there, and that risk, financial risk is also there. Okay, so you have to identify the proper financial risk in the payment to the creditors. And nature of the business. And next one is the nature of the business. Okay, here nature of the business is nothing but nature of the business. If the business consists of long period of operations, it will be apply for equity than debt. Okay, for example, the business will go for longer period of time. So automatically you can go apply the equity than debt. You can go for the equity shares, and it will reduce the cost of capital also. Simple terminology, the business consists of longer period of operations will be there, then you can give the first preference to the equity capital than the debt capital. And size of the company, if the firm belongs to the large scale, that means the company is in a large scale, it can manage their financial requirements with the help of internal sources. That means if long scale means large size organization has to maintain sufficient capital in their hands, so automatically they can manage their business operations by the using of internal sources. But if the small size organization, they will go for external finance. Why? Means they should not maintain proper cash or proper capital, so they can go for the outside, that means external finance. Okay, then automatically it consists of cost of capital. Okay, then coming to the forms of capital structure. Okay, here we have 4 different type of capital structure is there. One is the equity shares, and next one is the equity and preference shares, and next one is the equity and debentures, and last one is the equity shares, preference shares, and debentures. Okay, based on the situation, the companies can go for the to consist only equity shares as a capital. Okay, that means they can go for only for the equity shares. They are using only equity shares to raise the capital, and some cases they can go for the equity shares and preference shares also. Okay, equity shares and preference shares. Okay, here we know that the difference of equity shares and preference shares. Equity and preference shares. Whenever the company has to issue the dividends, the company will give the first preference to the preference shareholder, then we can go for the equity shareholders. Okay, and third one is the equity and debentures. Equity and debentures. Debentures, through issue of debentures we can get the debt capital. Okay, debt capital. So that is the third one, equity and debt capital. Okay, and last one is the, it is a combination of equity shares, preference shares and debentures. If they required high capital, they required high amount of capital, then they can go for the three different, I means they can issue the equity shares. Along with that equity share, again they can go for the preference shares, and again they require some money, and then they can go for the debentures. These are the four different type of capital structures they are following for the business organization. One is the equity shares only. They can issue only equity shares in market. And second one is the equity and preference shares. And third one is the equity and debentures. And last one, equity shares